That's what needs to happen. We need to take back our communities. We need to take back our culture. We're letting the dumbest, we're letting the most uneducated people tell the world what black people are. And to me, that's not fair. Instead of looking up to the Jay-Z's and the Kanye West, let's look up to the James Baldwin and the Huey P. Newtons and the Dr. Cornel West and the Michael Eric Dysons. Thank you for watching Power to the Pod, where we are committed to an intellectual integrity and a moral honesty. I am your host, Superior, and once again, thank you for watching. Now, in this video, I want to have a conversation with my black and brown people here just for a second. When it comes to our communities, okay, how far are you willing to go to solve the solutions? Okay, in this video we have Destiny, which is, I mean, this whole conversation is weird, but I mean, we have Destiny, which is a white guy with blue hair. And we have the Angry Man, which is an older black gentleman, and two younger black folks. They're having a discussion on, you know, the black community, the good, the bad, the uglies, and what needs to be fixed or solved to, you know, uplift black communities. And they're having a very interesting conversation when it comes to the black community as a whole. Now, this is towards the end of the stream. If you want to watch the whole thing, I guarantee you will be confused as hell, because it's just some weird conversations coming from people you wouldn't expect to kind of say some of the things they're saying. But I mean, that could be a whole different video. But I think the more important part is this last part, where they're kind of coming to the conclusion on what is the solution to black culture or black communities. Let's take a listen and let's have this conversation.
In this scenario, there are like paths to success for black men and black women, but because of the rhetoric where black women are constantly shitting on black men because their baby daddy left them, because they got hurt by some black dude, where they tell their black sons that they ain't shit their entire lives, and now these guys are growing up with their minds fucked, right? That's not good. But then black men constantly attacking black women, saying, you know, theen women are f***ing shit, they've been shitting us their whole lives, they hold us accountable for everything. Meanwhile, when they f*** up, they get welfare, they get housing, they get everything handed to them, and then we're demonized for it. This world of like adversarial shit is just making it so that really successful black men and successful black women, their goal is to just get the f*** out of the black community. And that like type of overall divestment where everybody's an enemy and everybody wants to get the f*** out, that just seems to be like a really bad path to go down.
Why?
Well,
I'm gonna sound like a cuck, I guess, or I don't know. Like, I would want to see like the black community completely destroyed because all the successful people just want to leave, right?
But Destiny, that's the future, though.
Well,
Destiny,
I mean,
that's the future. That's progressive. That's what we need, right?
But that's the future you guys are fighting for. Is the fighting on both sides?
No, we fight for us to stay together. Like I said, a lot of people in this space don't like Fresh and Fit. I know you've been hanging out with them, and you.
Sure, those are the communities that I'm. Yeah.
We don't really with them, nor do we agree with them. A lot of times we want
some of the stuff
some of the stuff they say, but the whole like the anger part that they give with the incel energy, cool. We don't really with that. We hold black men accountable for our actions. We just hope black women could come to the table doing the same thing, where we could come to resolutions instead of trying to compromise and we both leave unhappy.
Yeah, sure. I think that'd be a good thing. Just as a warning, I've got something I've got to leave in like 5 or 10 minutes, so I don't want to feel like I'm running away. But you guys can all give your.
I'm not gonna keep you. I appreciate you coming.
I don't think it can work. I think the best thing is for, as you said before, for both people to just get out, right? I think that, as you said earlier, with the evolution, it's going to make us adversarial, right? The fact that we are competing for a limited amount of resources. We're both trying to get to the top, and now we're competing with each other. I mean, I just think that this is the adaptation that you were talking about.
All right, so let's go ahead and break that down before we get into the actual, you know, to me, mind-blowing opinions that they had to offer. Okay, one, I don't understand. Well, I kind of do understand, because this is kind of how impoverished communities are set up, is to find your neighbor as your opponent, as your enemy or as someone that you're competing against. Okay. In black communities, that should be the last thing that should be on anyone's mind. We're all poor. We're all trying to barely make it. Why am I finding my black brother or sister as my opponent? We're all just trying to make it. Shouldn't we, like, you know, the whole Martin Luther King, the whole Malcolm X, like, actually come together to survive and then actually figure out and find out who our real enemy is? And that's capitalism in a nutshell. And I mean, in some instance, the government. That's who we should be fighting for. So, I mean, once again, you kind of have to listen to the prior exchange, which is 2.5 hours long. You know, I don't want to cover the whole entire video, but that's who it seems like that's the main subject that they're missing. I shouldn't be fighting against another poor or barely making it person. That's not my opponent. And if anything, we need to lock hands together, figure out who our real opponent is, and then pursue from there. But this whole, you know, black man versus black woman, like, why is that even a conversation? That's such a waste of time. You're barely making it and I'm barely making it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and continue.
That seems so sad, though. Like, the adaptation has to be like the destruction of the black community. Like, it just has to like disperse into everybody else. And
It happened during civil rights.
Well,
Civil rights,
the black
it already
community,
happened.
the black community, the issue. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm pretty sure you got
go
something
for
else to do. The black community. The problem is, and a friend of mine once said this: it needs to be razed to the ground and rebuilt, plain and simple. Because it's and really, to be truthfully honest, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure Sway and Patriarchy agree with me. I think it's time to get off of the black culture and just be American culture. That's just me personally. That's just my personal opinion. Because this whole idea, because it's too much conflict, it's too much goofiness, it's too much foolishness, and you know, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of ideologies and a lot of ideas that just need to come to a stop. It just needs to come to a stop. And if I had the power to, I would abolish the welfare program. Like, that would literally solve the problem.
I will agree with you that there's like a lot of goofiness, but like, don't you think there's something to be said for the fact that there was a group of people that was enslaved in a country for over 100 years, and then civil rights is for however long until 64. But despite all of those setbacks, black culture has become, in a lot of ways, like almost the predominant culture of the world. That America's most important contribution to music arguably is jazz and rock and roll. It came from black people. That the most popular form of music today is rap and hip hop all over the world. I can go to any country in the world and hear Kanye West. Well, maybe not Kanye anymore, right? But I can hear like rappers like all over the world being played. Like, I don't know. It feels like throwing all of that away because there are problems right now and just saying it, when there are so many unique contributions to like the world community from like the African Americans in the United States.
It wouldn't be possible without white people.
We already, wait a minute, we already threw it away.
All right, so they're pretty much kind of gonna go back and forth on that. But now once again, I might be a little heavy-handed on the situation. I don't believe in cutting no corners. I believe you got to address a big issue with big solutions. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the black community or black culture, yes. And it's weird to see, you know, a white guy with blue hair defending black culture. Yes, he is correct. It's crazy that a slave group could fight their way out of slavery, then deal with black codes and hate and Jim Crow on every single level, and then have people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, the James Baldwins, the Dr. Cornel West, all that till today. It is crazy to see a group of people like that now have such an influence, not just in America, but in the world. That is crazy. Not too many groups can do that. My solution is not to just burn it to the ground. If you do, that's kind of just not caring on the people who came before us. That's important. To me, we need to come together and kind of have gatekeepers on quote unquote who's black. Now I know hear me out before you start typing it in the comments, okay? We let too many opportunists, which, you know, black people too can be opportunists and see and kind of capitalize on the most negative stereotypes in black communities, just like hip hop, just like media. We need to hold these people accountable. I think if you can get rid of the negative side of hip hop, the negative side of media when it comes to portraying black people and creating wealth off of exploiting the negative side of black culture, we need to hold them accountable. We're not going to support you in any way, shape, or form. We are pulling your black card. We are not going to allow you to exploit our people anymore. We need that. That's number one. Number two, we need to make sure our communities is safe from other black people too. If I know that you're selling, if I know that you're not contributing to my community in a positive way, I am going to tell on your ass. I don't believe in that no snitching culture. I'm too grown for that. If you are not building my community in a positive way, in a forwarding way, that's your ass. You're not going to continue to sell poison to my people. You're not going to continue to exploit and rob from my people. If I catch you doing something, that is your ass. No questions asked. That's what needs to happen. We need to take back our communities. We need to take back our culture. We're letting the dumbest, we're letting the most uneducated people tell the world what black people are. And to me, that's not fair. Instead of looking up to the Jay-Z's and the Kanye West, let's look up to the James Baldwin and the Huey P. Newtons and the Dr. Cornel West and the Michael Eric Dysons. Let's uplift these people. Let's pay them millions of dollars to hear them speak instead of Jay-Z. Okay, he made good music, and what? So what? What else is he doing? Nothing positive. And what? More liquor, more weed shops. Are you kidding me? Black people can't be more than that. No. I'm tired of that. We need to hold our own people to a higher standard, above a normal standard. I'm talking about a higher standard. If you call yourself fighting for black people, we need to hold you on a higher scale of accountability. And until we do that, no other race, no other person is going to take us seriously. I think that's what needs to happen. So if you want to expound on this conversation, because once again, I'm just one person, I want to have this conversation. So let me know in the comments what you feel needs to be done in black culture to make a 180 turn for black people and for black culture and for black communities. Let's have that conversation.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join the conversation by subscribing. Make sure to tune in next time, and like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.